Once a lively and inquisitive child, Orianna now stands as a masterpiece of mechanical ingenuity, her entire being forged from intricate clockwork. Her transformation began after a tragic incident in the depths of Zaun left her gravely ill, forcing her failing body to be replaced, part by part, with exquisite mechanical craftsmanship. Alongside her, a remarkable brass sphere of her own creation serves as both her protector and companion. Now fully mechanical, Orianna roams the marvels of Piltover and ventures beyond, driven by her boundless curiosity. Welcome lore lovers to another tale unraveled here on Drag. Today we delve into the intricate gears and poignant history of Orianna, Piltover's Lady of Clockwork. From her human origins to her transformation into a living masterpiece, this is a story of resilience, invention, and the search for identity. Let's win the key and begin. Orianna, a wondrous creation of intricate clockwork, was not always a being of metal and gears. She was once a girl, vibrant and full of life, her flesh and blood untouched by the mechanical wonders of Piltover. But her youth was marred by illness, and as her body failed, her father turned to his genius, crafting prosthetics so advanced that they replaced her dying organs one by one. In time, she became the first fully mechanized being, a marvel of ingenuity. Her constant companion, a mechanical ball of her own design, serves as both her guardian and friend. Yet, beneath her intricate shell, Orianna remains deeply introspective, yearning to understand her place in a world she no longer inhabits as she once did. Orianna grew up in the privileged quarters of Piltover, a city renowned for its invention and ambition. Her father, Corin Revek, was a celebrated inventor whose creations blurred the line between art and engineering. His prosthetics, intricate and lifelike, were sought not only by those in need, but by those who admired their beauty, whispering of magic hidden within their gears. From a young age, Orianna apprenticed under her father, eager to master his craft. Corin, though a genius, was reclusive and preferred the solitude of his workshop. It was Orianna who bridged the gap between their family's creations and the patrons who sought them, her warmth and curiosity drawing people in. She became the face of their business, a bright presence in their mechanical world. Though seldom venturing far from her neighborhood, Orianna found solace and inspiration at the theater. There, the stories told through the graceful movements of dancers ignited her imagination. She marveled at tales of distant lands, an eternal mage wandering deserts in search of a lost spell, a maiden camouflaging herself as stone in an enchanted jungle, a pilgrim scaling an impossibly high mountain that healed all who ascended. Each story painted vibrant pictures of a world beyond Piltover, filling her with wonder and longing. The dancer stories filled Orianna with dreams of exploration, visions of distant lands painted vividly in her mind. From her balcony seat, she absorbed every pirouette, every leap, her sharp eyes capturing the grace and emotion of the performances. Back at her father's workshop, she gave life to these memories, crafting delicate figurines that mimicked the splendor of the stage, each one a tribute to the tales she longed to experience herself. One ordinary day, while fitting an elderly woman with a mechanical hand, Orianna listened to a grim tale of tragedy from the depths of Zaun. A catastrophic explosion had unleashed a toxic cloud in the streets below Piltover, spreading poison through the air. The fumes condemned those who inhaled them to a slow, agonizing death unless treated. Victims were herded into a makeshift mechanical camp in Zaun, where the stench of suffering clung to the air. Moved by the story and convinced that their expertise could bring relief, Orianna begged her father to venture into Zaun and help, but Corin, understanding the grave risks, refused, forbidding her from venturing into such peril. Undeterred, Orianna waited until the first light of dawn and slipped away, laden with respirators and protected by a mask. She rode the hex-hydraulic descender into the heart of Zaun, determined to bring aid. What greeted her was a scene of devastation. Rubble clogged the streets where the explosion had struck, and the air shimmered with the poisonous clouds. The people of Zaun, their faces hidden behind filthy rags, moved through the toxic haze, struggling to survive. For the first time, Orianna faced a world of raw suffering, a reality far removed from her sheltered life. Driven by compassion, she joined volunteers tending to the afflicted. Night after night, she returned to repair damaged respirators and fit patients with isofilters, her creations granting them the ability to breathe amid the fumes. After distributing every respirator she had brought, Orianna spotted a frail child gasping for breath. Without hesitation, she removed her own filtration mask and placed it over the child's face, covering her own with a simple handkerchief. Her selflessness came at a terrible cost. Within days, she succumbed to illness, her lungs ravaged by the toxins. Even the clean air of her home brought her no relief, and each breath became a torment as her body betrayed her. Corin, distraught at his daughter's decline, dedicated himself to his most audacious invention yet, a set of clockwork lungs to replace the failing ones that were slowly killing her. Using materials typically reserved for his wealthiest patrons, Corin worked tirelessly, foregoing sleep as he constructed an intricate device to save her life. When the masterpiece was complete, he implanted it within Orianna's chest. To protect her from further harm, Corin included a key mechanism that only he could wind, ensuring her lungs remained functional under his watchful care. The artificial lungs were a triumph, restoring Orianna's vitality. She returned to her beloved workshop, her hands once again busy with tools and gears. Yet the respite was fleeting. In the following months, her condition worsened as the blight spread relentlessly through her body. Together, Orianna and Corin devised replacements for each failing organ, merging the brilliance of clockwork with necessity. Piece by piece, her body transformed, each part exchanged for intricate mechanical constructs. Hey lore lovers, if you are enjoying this journey into Orianna's lore, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Lion Drag. Your support helps the channel grow and lets me keep creating more incredible stories for all you lore lovers. As more of her humanity was replaced by cold, whirring mechanisms, Orianna's sense of self began to fracture. Though her memories lingered, they fell detached, like distant echoes of a life she no longer recognized. Corin too felt the weight of her transformation. The sound of his muffled sobs drifted through the workshop at night, and he sought to restore the spark of the girl she once knew. He bought her theater tickets, hoping to rekindle her love for the stories that once enchanted her, but Orianna would leave early, declaring there was nothing more for her to learn from them. Frustrated by her father's insistence that she cling to her past self, Orianna grew resentful of his attempts to mold her behavior. Though she complied, the growing rift between them was undeniable. She yearned for the freedom to discover who she had become, unbound by expectations of who she once was. A year passed, and by then, Orianna's body was almost entirely mechanical. Only her heart, untouched by the spreading toxins, remained a fragile link to her human origin. Throughout Orianna's gradual decline, Corin's singular focus on saving her came at a steep cost. Neglecting his high-profile clients and their lucrative commissions, he lost much of his business, leaving them in financial ruin. Forced to sell their belongings, father and daughter moved to Zaun, settling above a Chemtech lab carved into the canyon wall. There, they found work repairing and modifying breathing devices for the denizens of Zaun, helping them endure the choking smoke of the infamous Grey. Orianna's transformation had honed her abilities to near perfection. Her mechanical hands never wearied, and her brilliant mind could calculate in moments what would take others hours. She worked with precision unmatched, able to judge the dimensions of a gear at a glance and repair her intricate body as needed. Yet, she still depended on her father to wind her lungs when her gear slowed, a teeter that both connected and constrained her. As time passed, Orianna grew increasingly aware of its disparity. Her father aged visibly, with deepening lines and graying hair, while she remained unchanged, her clockwork ticking in endless cycles. She wondered if her existence would stretch endlessly, immutable and unchanging, and mourned the experiences she might never have. Life in Zaun brought its own challenges. Corin's workshop saw few visitors, as most Zaunites had adapted to the Cambridge air. Business dwindled and Corin himself suffered from worsening chest pains, leaving him frequently bedridden. One day, Orianna crafted a gift for a young snipe who often lingered near their shop, a tiny mechanical figure that tipped its head and bowed when wounded. The child's joy inspired her, and she began creating more whimsical figurines to brighten Zaun's somber streets. Her creations enchanted the locals, and word of their wonder spread quickly. Soon, Corin's workshop flourished again, their coffers refilled with profits that allowed them to afford finer materials, including a rare hextech crystal. But prosperity also granted unwanted attention. One evening, enforcers working for Camp Baron Petro Grime arrived, demanding payment for protection. Corin refused, believing he could not yield to their threats. That night, the shop was ransacked, and all their savings were stolen. Determined to prevent further harm, Orianna designed a brass sphere capable of emitting painful energy bursts, an invention that quickly became her silent guardian. The ball, seemingly connected to her through some invisible bond, even assisted her in her work, responding to her unspoken needs. As Corin's health declined further, Orianna sought expensive tonics to ease his pain. A local sawbones confirmed her worst fears. The toxic air had poisoned Corin's heart, and nothing could save him. Though Orianna's own heart remained untouched by the spreading toxins, it served as a constant reminder of her humanity and the girl she no longer felt she was. She began to wonder if her heart could serve another purpose. Determined to save her father, Orianna devised a plan. Using the hextech crystal, she crafted a new mechanical heart, a masterpiece of engineering far beyond anything she or Corin had ever achieved. The heart would power her body autonomously, freeing her from the winding key. One final time, she relied on her trusted sphere to assist her. She slipped Corin a sleeping draught, removed the key from her back, and replaced her heart with the humming hextech device. With her new heart securely in place, Orianna made the ultimate sacrifice. She gave her father the heart that had once been hers, ensuring he could live on with a part of the daughter he cherished. As she worked through the night, she listened to the steady rhythm of his new heartbeat, knowing she had given him the gift of life. When dawn broke, Orianna left the workshop. She loved her father deeply but felt a calling to explore the world beyond. Fully mechanical, she had become a being of pure clockwork, unbound and free. Corin awoke to a transformed workshop, filled with hundreds of intricate figurines, tiny clockwork beings that danced, juggled, or sang. Among them was one he would never sell, a golden dancer, forever pirouetting, her dance needing no winding key, a symbol of the daughter he had lost and loved. That's it for today's tale, lore lovers. If you enjoyed exploring Orianna's story, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Lion Drag, and join our Discord to help build a cozy community of lore enthusiasts where we can dive deeper into these stories together. Until next time, keep the lore alive.